comfort zone, but I feel like they have no problem stepping outside of that and giving it a whirl and testing the waters here. But we are back and starting with a bang there with their favorites. We got some Queen Charge Lalo legs.
Yes, my favorite attack strategy in the game, and Castro coming in with a skeleton spell on this Queen Charge Lalo. We'll see how he's going to use that. I have a feeling he might be using it early for the Queen to help distract the Monolith. I could be wrong though. Queen got a step left for the Mortar. He's going to go with an Invis spell. There's the early skeleton, and he's going to lose one healer to that air defense. He might even lose a second one. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're raging up that Queen. The skeleton spell trying to distract the Monolith here, but the Queen's trailing to that left-hand side. We need the King to speed up the process of getting those left-hand side defenses down, and the Wall Breaker does continue to open these walls for the Queen, but that Monolith's going to continue hitting her pretty hard, forcing that Queen ability here. A lot of damage coming in on that Queen here as we struggle to get that Monolith down early.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough here for Castro. That Queen taking so much damage, not quite stepping the way he anticipated her to, and to make things even worse, that scatter shot on the left that the King was responsible for still stays up. Gonna be doing a bit more damage to the Queen, and she might go down. She does. The healer is switching across the map, going to the Royal Champion, see if she can get any more additional value because of those healers, and he's doing this Lalo, where they send the Battle Blimp early in the Warden ability from the upper left side of the base. Look at how quickly those Yetis take out the Town Hall.
Yeah, it's really nice to make sure that these loons do avoid that Giga Poison because they can get absolutely melted. We do have a second portion of loons still remaining to deploy as we've got that Royal Champion with these last few healers doing some really good work here and trying to keep that Royal Champion alive, but once those healers were only two still left there, it was a little bit tough to push through, and we still have that right inside compartment. This Rage Spell Tower is buffing all these defenses, and these loons are coming in delayed, so we're waiting for that Rage Spell Tower to wear off here.
Yeah, very nice try from Castro, but I think this one it fell short at the very beginning with the Queen losing two healers right away, the King not getting the value he needed to, and that Monolith just doing so much damage to the Queen early on. The skeleton spell unfortunately died so quickly to the two Expos and the Monolith.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. We invested a lot of spells, and we didn't get that scatter shot down there either with the King, so we had to send the Royal Champion to get that done, and unfortunately, did cost them that early hit here. Now 81%. Will we get that storage down there on the right-hand side? I think there's only 1 million on there, but you ideally want to be a little bit higher, as we've mentioned several times before, and this could be what Badzinger need to take the edge there after the first round of attacks.
Yeah, an early slip-up right at the beginning of this match from Clash Champs. It's got to be making Badzinger feel good. Now, like I said earlier, I think this one will come down to the Clash Champs bases. Are Badzinger going to be ready to take them all out? Or are Badzinger going to slip up? Are they going to struggle against these possibly well-built Clash Champs bases?
Yeah, they had a really strong defense there up against Entropy, if I'm correct, yesterday, where I don't think Entropy were able to get a triple on the board. So if they've got the same type of bases that they had yesterday, I think they could do it.
Yep, for sure. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring. Is it going to be some new styles of boxes, or maybe finally those rings? You never know.
We still have yet to see a ring base. I wonder. I don't know if we're going to see one, though, Lex. And here we go. It's not a ring base. So that Ben is up here for Badzinger. And we've got a bit of a combo here. Those Inferno Baby Dragons and the Dragon Riders.
Yes, combined with a lot of skeleton spells as well to help distract some of those defenses. We're going to see the rocket balloons for the air defense on the left side of the base there. A little bit of a wizard to help funnel, and I have a feeling he's going to be entering with all the Inferno Babies from the northwest side of the base. You're probably going to see the King and Queen dropped over by 12 or 1 o'clock. There goes the Queen with the Unicorn. First skeleton spell in to help distract all the Inferno Babies, and then likely going to see the Battle Blimp inside the early Eternal Tome effect.
It's very similar to those E-Dragon attacks, but you don't bring those rages in. These ones that usually bring those skeleton spells to distract the defenses, but the setup is very, very similar. The funneling that we need to keep all these dragons nice and compact, and that town hall is secured with the blimp, and we're freezing this multi-inferno as we approach it, and we're still holding on to 2 more skeleton spells as we've distracted some of those heavy-hitting monolith hits, and we're actually even investing a freeze here since we can freeze the queen and that monolith simultaneously. Final skeleton spell deployed here to distract the scatter shot as those last few dragons start the path towards that final major defense compartment.
Yeah, these Infernal Baby Dragons have done such a great job of clearing the core of the base here, getting through the Queen, the CC building, the Monolith, both those Inferno Towers that the King and Queen cannot reach as they move around the outside of the base. The Champion already deployed going in toward the Scatter Shot, and I mean, it's looking pretty decent. It still has a Poison spell on standby that you can use for the enemy Barbarian King. The Champion has her ability, the Queen has her ability, the King and Warden both still healthy, cruising through the bottom side of the base, and there's plenty of time left on the clock.
Yeah, we got so much time, Queen ability, and we still got the other heroes still left here to try and help out, and the Headhunter coming in to help get that King down, and Vayner already celebrating since this is going to be putting Badzinger in the lead now, up by 1 star.
Love to see that celebration right there. Always fun to see these player cams, but a beautiful and simple attack strategy here. You know, we were talking about some of these box bases yesterday, how they really are the meta. Some of them are very anti-queen charge, possibly anti-hero dive, but sometimes you don't got to come up with a super amazing queen charge. If you think, you know, your Inferno Baby Dragons or your normal dragons can just cruise through the middle and heroes can clean up the rest, you can just do that simple attack strategy, and if you execute your spells correctly, efficiently, it'll crush.
Yeah, we did so well, and as you can see that the spells were deployed perfectly because these Inferno Baby Dragons and the Dragon Riders, they were alive for so long. They pushed so well through the core of the base there.
Yep, exactly. It's just all about keeping those Inferno Babies alive to get enough value to where the King and Queen don't have to skip any defenses as they walk around the outside. And you can see that right there on that attack, it was just executed to perfection. The free spells, he's even adjusting on the fly where he's going to be using those free spells. Like you pointed out, he used one on the Queen and the Monolith because he noticed the Queen stepped over, and he'll be able to hit both of them with one free spell at the same time. Just beautiful adjustment on the fly.
Definitely. Very, very well done there for Badzinger, putting them in the best position possible, and we'll have to see what Clash Champs bring in that next attack. The pressure is on. They need that triple on the board, and they need to try and recover and hope that those bases do as well as yesterday and get a defense for them, because otherwise Badzinger will hold their lead. And we've got another attack coming in here from Clash Champs. I think this was Patolino, and we've got some more Inferno Baby Dragons legs, and see how we use the spells on this one.
Oh yeah, Clash Champs just saw Baby Dragons wreck their base, so they're like, alright, let's bring out the Baby Dragons. It almost looks like the exact same plan. Rocket Balloons for the air defense on the left, Inferno Babies. Oh, this time it's going to be Inferno Babies straight into the Eagle Artillery, I think, instead of from a scatter shot compartment. He did utilize some lightning spells to take out both air sweepers, I think, there. The first skeleton spell to distract the Monolith, and the Inferno Babies going straight to the Eagle Artillery. Probably, again, going to see the Battle Blimp used for the Town Hall.
Yeah, we've got some huge funneling in here, which makes sure that nothing does stray away from those heavy-hitting defenses. And those, I mean, being able to zap those sweepers is nice value, because that means there might not be too many potential traps. And we've got a few popping up here towards the core, and it doesn't matter because everything's under that Warden ability. And as you said, that early Blimp, which will go ahead of all those air troops and get that Town Hall down, which we can avoid those Town Hall beams, but also the Giga Poison, whilst we go in 2 directions now as we go for both of the scatter shots on the wings of the base.
Yeah, take a look at all the defenses these Inferno Babies are getting as they split up into a couple different groups. The ones on the right pick up that scatter shot. The ones on the left took out the Queen, got the other scatter shot. They get all the expos in this base as well, which is going to give these heroes an easy time to move around the edge. The heroes don't have to worry about any defenses being skipped, as look, everything inside the walls is completely gone with the exception of that one Inferno Tower. So even though the Queen had to use her ability early here, I mean, there's no base left.
Yes, absolutely crushed here from Patolino. I mean, that Raw Champion, is essentially swag. She was just on cleanup duty with over a minute left on cleanup that we had there. What a phenomenal attack. And it just shows you that these Inferno baby dragons and the Dragon Rider combo, you can put a little bit of spice on it and twist it up a little bit. And this one, we had a few zaps in there just to help push everything through from the direction that Catalina wanted to.
Yeah, those Inferno babies are really strong as long as you know how to keep them alive. And you can see that one, I feel like his style was a little bit different from the Badzinger attack. He didn't use the ward ability right away. He decided to use a couple freezes first, get his Inferno babies pushed up all the way into like the second or third layer, then get the battle blimp moving. And he didn't even rage the blimp troops on this one. He didn't bring a single rage spell in that attack at all. He decided to just double freeze. I think he had 10 balloons in the battle blimp instead of the classic Dragon Rider balloons. And the balloons take the town hall. The Inferno babies just kept pushing all the way through. And like you said, I'm pretty sure he could have swagged that Royal Champion.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the value at Town Hall 15 as well, being able to swag that Royal Champion it's unbelievable. And it was really nicely done, as you mentioned. Instead of the rage, we did have the freezes just to make sure that we had enough power from those loons to push through. So we compromised on that, and because we can use those freezes in other positions if we needed to.
Exactly. Overall, just perfectly executed. Nothing went wrong. The skeleton spell placements to distract all the defenses were very nice. The only thing that you could argue went wrong was his queen got targeted super early by an Expo instead of the king getting targeted. But it didn't matter. She had her ability. The Inferno babies came in and took out the Expo a couple seconds later, and the queen still stayed alive forever as the unicorn continued to heal her back up.
Definitely. The pressure is now on Badzinger. If they want to hold that lead, they need another triple. We had a 2-star 82 for the first attack, so anything higher than that will be giving that percentage lead, but the best position would be to get another triple on the board, and let's see if ND can get it done here. And we've got some more Zap, Quake, Lalo, again with a log launcher for the hero dive.
Yes, and a Dragon Rider being included on this one. Very interesting. He's going to zap away the Expo and the multi on the right side. Use that Yeti and Wizard combo early to snipe a couple cannons. They might be able to pick up the air defense as well. The Golem to help assist the Queen to go get the Eagle Artillery and then make their way into this upper Inferno Tower compartment.
Yeah, as you can see, the logs from that log launcher being thrown forwards towards that multi-Inferno, and Andy's done a very, very nice job here at using that Golem to eat the damage from this Expo, not forcing that log launcher too early or that Queen ability. And Queen can reach that Eagle Artillery, and Queen's looking like she's in a good position right now. The logs don't take out the multi-Inferno single-handedly, and also these walls aren't open, which might be a little bit of a problem to get that monolith down.
Yeah, you can tell by the usage of the monolith or the log launcher that he definitely wanted to get far enough to take out the monolith, but unless the Queen picks the perfect wall here, he might not be able to. She does actually pick a good wall. Or does she? Well, yeah, she switches walls as soon as I say that. Oh my goodness. Now she's fighting CC troops. The freeze spell is late and the Queen goes down.
The Queen was all over the place here. Unfortunately, there was a little bit too much, and she was distracted from her main goal, and that was to get through these walls and to get that monolith down, and it's going to stay up here. And let's see how this continues now, since we have to make sure we get this Lalo towards the town hall, and there's a lot of defenses surrounding it, and we've got that spell tower there as well to try and defend here on Clash Champs base. And the best thing to do now is hold on to that one ability for as long as possible, but all these loons are getting picked off one by one, and the town hall is not even active yet.
Oh, this is looking really rough here for ND. He's only got a couple balloons left. Already deployed his haste and his rage. The balloons go down before they get to the town hall. And the Barbarian King standing in front of the town hall is going to make it nearly impossible for him to get the champion to target perfectly. Oh, without any spell support, the Warden statue is there. The Builder Hut's ready to repair. The town hall at full health. I'm very worried about a 1-star here.
Yeah, this is looking like it's heartbreaking because they had that lead now and they really wanted to hold on to it. And the problem was there was just so much surrounding that town hall, and I don't know what the best place is to use that Royal Champion. I would presume it's on that left-hand side, as we've already cleared out a lot of those defenses, and those last headhunters are able to get that king down to help the Royal Champion, but with no spells, I don't think the Royal Champion can power through to get that Town Hall down.
No, the Monolith locks on, and it only takes one shot from the Monolith to send that champion to her grave. And it's very unfortunate here for Indy, because not only is it a 1-star, but it's a very low percent 1-star, 62%, and Clash champs have got to be feeling good about that. That's exactly what I meant before this match started when I said it's all going to come down to these Clash champs bases. That one right there getting an amazing defense.
Yeah, this is huge for Clash Champs. As you can see there in the stats below us, we've got 5 stars for Clash Champs, 4 stars for ETH Badzinger, and Clash Champs now also have percentage after that attack.
Yep, Clash Champs got to be feeling really confident now. They can go into their next couple attacks with a little bit of pressure off their shoulders, a little bit of nervousness going away. They can relax, just do their thing, focus on getting 1 or 2 more triples, and that might be enough to just seal the victory here.
Yeah, I still can't believe we didn't get the Monolith down on that one. That was so tough. And let's see if Leo is going to continue to hold that lead there for Clash Champs as we come in with some more Lalo. This time I see 5 invisibility spells.
Yes, the 2 skeletons, the bat spell, the invis. Clash Champs doing what they love with the skelly bat donut. He wants the clan castle. He wants the Monolith. Dropping the invisibility spells perfectly. There's the 3rd one. The CC is secured, a 4th invisibility spell to allow these bats to stay alive, but that Monolith is staying up. The builder huts are repairing it, and that might be a swag bat spell and 1 swag invis spell.
Yeah, again, the Monolith. I mean, let's see how this one pans out, if it will make too much of a difference or not. Again, the own target's 1 at a time, so if it's about the loons, then shouldn't be too much of a problem. But up against these heroes, I mean, it's tough, and we're actually sending these heroes into this compartment as well, so that's going to be quite a tough compartment. And the Golem is distracting the damage from this Expo as the King already starts to approach the Town Hall, and the Giants to distract those defenses off of the Queen as she goes for the scatter shot in that nearby area. And the King already has to force his ability. We're not tying in the Town Hall just yet, but with that revive that he also has, we shall secure that additional star on the board. And good thing that we do have that revive now, though it wouldn't have been sufficient to push through. And a skeleton spell, I think, was deployed next to the scatter shot, if I'm correct, to distract that scatter shot for the Queen.
Yeah, that skeleton spell got wrecked so early, though, with all the Teslas and the scatter shot there. We're sending the champion in to help support, a freeze spell necessary as well to keep the champion alive. Popping her ability, she might be able to get this Inferno Tower. Thanks to the Invis spell, she will. Stone Slammer on the bottom side, and then I think we're going to see an early Warden ability style Lalo from the side here again. That's exactly what Leo's doing with the Headhunters for the Queen. But there's still a lot of heavy hitting defenses in the middle of the base here that he has to get through.
Yeah, we're freezing this multi-inferno to try and let these loons go in towards the core. The sweeper is knocking them back a little bit, distracting them from their targets. And second portion of loons also going for that single inferno, but it is in range of this multi-inferno there as well, which is doing quite a lot of damage. And I don't think we're going to have enough to push through the core of the base here. I mean, we have a few more loons that can try and get some more value there, and sending it in to try and stay away from that multi-inferno to get a few more percent on the board. But at the Eagle Artillery, again, we're leaving the Eagle Artillery up so long during these attacks, and it is quite painful to push through.
Unfortunately, he just was not able to secure really good loon pathing in that side compartment to get into the multi there that you see still standing on the right side and into the Expos and the Eagle. I think some of those Teslas, you can see one Tesla in that multi compartment, pulled a lot of the balloons to the left, and then they kept going left and left again all the way to the Monolith. So just a pretty well built base here. The defense pathing, getting the balloons away from the core, made this Lalo way more difficult than it looks. Clash Champs not able to get this one done, and that does technically open the door slightly for Badzinger to still have a chance to get right back in this. If they 3-star their next hit, they'll still be down on percent, but they could actually tie it up on stars.
Definitely, it is not over for E-Tech's Badzinger. They just have to bring the full force there in that next attack and get that triple on the board, and they really, really need it. The percentage might be a little bit of a problem, as you mentioned, but they could definitely close it up here on Stars.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they could just rally right now, have some confidence, and just bust out triple after triple after triple, I mean, they could win this match by a lot, actually. It's far from over.
Definitely, and we've got Kureshi up with the next attack, and we have some more Electro Titans. Do love to see it again. No zaps on this one, so we're going to actually use that Queen charge here and help push towards the Eagle Artillery area. We're taking quite a bit of damage in here already, so there's that Rage, and we've also got that Warden to help support that Queen already through, which means the Warden's just going to follow that Queen and make sure that she stays on track, and that Flame Fling is working its way through those defenses. There are the double mortars there neighboring that scatter shot. We'll see how that will influence the Flame Fling. And the Eagle Artillery down early is very, very nice. The raged up Expos and Infernos might be a little bit problematic. I feel like there's so much going on here on that left-hand side.
He lost the Queen through ability to the Headhunters and the Super Minion long shots. That's so unfortunate. The King on the top side here, the Flame Flinger on the left, but this is getting really, really messy as the E-Titans try to fight the CC troops. He's going to be forced to drop the jump spell on the outside of the base, but everybody's still managing to skip that left Inferno Tower, and this is getting really sloppy, Coco.
Yeah, it's very messy, and there's so much going on that left-hand side, and we just don't have enough power to push through, and we had that jump there for that multi-Inferno, but it wasn't enough, and as you said, everything's kind of trailing around the outskirts of the base now, and now we have to see how we can get everything into the Town Hall compartment, because again, there's a lot going on in that compartment there as well. We've got that King defending the Rage Spell Tower, which will make sure that all these defenses in that Town Hall compartment will be doing a lot more damage, and it'll be interesting to see how Kureshi uses this Raw Champion to get as much value as possible.
Still has the King ability to try and clear a little bit of a funnel here, so that way he can send the champion in for the Town Hall, but with the Monolith standing there, with the Rage Tower ready to make defenses do double damage, I'm fearing the worst. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping it's not going to be another 1-star from Badzinger. Let's see if he can manage to get the champion in there. The King will take out the enemy King. The Rage spell for the champion. We're going to have to utilize the freeze on the Town Hall and Monolith together, but with the RC ability going off early and the Diggy already dead. No stun for the Town Hall. It's looking like it's going to be another 1-star defense for Clash Champs.
This is so heartbreaking. They had such a beautiful start though, but the double 1-star coming in back to back is so heartbreaking to see, and this does not put them in a good position. We are now 2 stars behind for Badzinger, and Clash Champs holding that lead strong.
Yeah, again, these Clash Champs bases, you gotta give them props. These bases are solid. But that was just a very interesting start, you know, going in with the Queen and the Warden walked together straight into that back section of the base where there were those 2 Inferno Towers that the Queen could not reach. I questioned how he was going to try to pull the Queen away there. It just looked like it was going to be difficult, and no matter which way the Queen went, healers would have gotten targeted by one of the Inferno Towers no matter what.
Yeah, it was such a tough entry, and you could see there was just so much going on. You kind of didn't know what to talk about. There was just so much to talk about, and everything was happening all at the same time, so multitasking at its finest is needed at that point, and it was just a lot of power to push through, and I think there were some hidden Teslas there as well, just to add onto the fire, so really tough stuff.
Yeah, the Tesla's throwing everything off. The multitasking made it to where he's having to try and keep his eyes on multiple different things at once, not sure where to utilize the spells. But let's jump into Loop's attack as he's bringing the Queen charge, Hog Riders. And look at this, he's got 1 Rocket Balloon, 1 Apprentice Warden, and maybe even more notably, 1 Lightning Spell. What do you think he's going to be able to do with 1 Lightning Spell?
1 lightning spell. I'm used to seeing 1 lightning when you try and reset single Infernos, but I don't see any single Infernos on this base. So we actually, wait, we used it already.
He just took out the Barbarian King platform with one lightning spell. And I think he's doing that just to ensure the queen's going to walk down and not go inside that little wall segment, maybe?
It seems to be. I mean, if the flame flinger does the work that is needed on that southern side, there is a mortar there, and Luke is doing a good job at the moment at funneling up the few barbarians, but I think we're out of troops there to try and distract them. Which means that flame flinger is going to take quite a bit of damage. We do invest a freeze on that expo, and the queen's not trailing in just yet either.
Yeah, there's a lot of free spells to keep this queen alive. Now he's going to get really close to these Inferno towers. Let's hope that the healers don't get absolutely destroyed. A nice range right there. Queen actually stepping pretty decently, so the healers are not in range of any of the multis. That's pretty impressive pathing here. Queen will take the town hall next as the Eagle Artillery going to light her up. An E-Titan and a Yeti coming out of that Flame Flinger on the right side. They might be able to take out the enemy Archer Queen, and you can see his king pathing in on the left side as well.
What worries me is these healers in range of that multi-inferno now, and we're pulling them also closer to that Giga Poison, and there's nothing we can do. We have an invisibility which we could invest here, but that's the final spell that will help these healers out, and we do have that ability that we can use, and we really want to get that monolith down as those hogs are making their way towards the Eagle Artillery. Another rage spell tower there on that back end, buffing all these defenses, trying to make it harder for these hogs to push through towards that back end side. Queen loses the healers, and she actually is going to get this multi-inferno down regardless.
Yeah, that's wild. The invisibility spell for the queen allowed her to get just enough value before the healers went down to where there was no more heavy-hitting defenses in that compartment. The Hog Riders, the Champion, the Warden from the right side of the base, they didn't need any healing spells. The Warden ability was good enough to get them through that first Scattershot section and through the Eagle section, and that's all they had to do. The King cleared that entire left side Scattershot compartment, and the Royal Champion and Warden lived to tell the tale, both at full health. A beautiful Queen charge Hog Rider attack with the interesting one lightning spell there from Luke.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure how we were going to use it. I mean, when I usually used to bring the one spell on the zap spell is usually in clan games when we had to go clear out those pads. So it's very nice to see that they do use that for funneling purposes here, but it was quite unfortunate the queen didn't step in there. It would have been really nice to see that in action, but really nice to be executed. Even though she didn't go the way that was planned, it planned out pretty nicely.
Yeah, and some people watching might feel like the lightning spell was unnecessary because that king pad was only 3 tiles from the wall. Queen technically could reach it and still continue walking down, but I think using that lightning spell the way he did basically kept her 1 or 2 tiles away from the wall. And you might think it's not that big of a deal, but I think it made a big difference in keeping the healers further away from the multis for a longer period of time. So that one spell might have actually allowed the healers to stay alive a lot longer than they would have otherwise.
Yeah, nicely identified there, Lex. And I mean, Clash Champs have quite the advantage now, and Kadil really needs to bring in that triple for ETED's Badzinger, and we've got some more Queen Charge Hogs, but this time we've got that Twin Hog, the double hog combo, the Super Hogs and the regular ones. We've got that Flame Flinger as well for some more funneling, and that Queen Charge shall clear out that right-hand side to start up this attack.
The Queen Charge with one Yeti to funnel. We have been seeing a lot of Yeti funnels today. It tends to be a pretty safe option on some of these outside defenses. The Yeti combined with one Wizard can often get a lot of value with those Yeti mines. Flame Flinger being utilized here to go for that right side scatter shot as Queen distracts the multi-mortar. Perfectly set up so far here from Badzinger. That wall breaker busting open the corner even more for the Queen to have easy access. She's very low on HP as the scatter shot gets a couple shots off on her, but the ranged up healers doing what they're supposed to do, keeping that Queen from going to ability as she makes her way inside for the town hall here.
Yeah, really nicely done, and keeping that Queen alive. There is a king and more traps, so Kadil actually uses an invisibility here, which will redirect those skeletons though onto the Flame Flinger, which is not ideal. We've got a few troops trying to pick them off. We didn't take too much damage there, so really nice that Kadil did spot that those skeletons were pathing towards the Flame Flinger, and it can continue in its path towards that right-hand side. And Queen gets that Town Hall done. First star on the board for this attack as that King's still eating up a lot of damage here for the Queen here as well. So she's actually in a really good position right now. I mean, she's used her ability, but can continue with these wall breakers towards the core of the base and get it quite the epic Queen charge in.
The Yetis on the right side from the Flame Fleet are going to try to go take out this champion. I am a little worried about these healers. They got hit twice by the scatter shot. They're all extremely low on health, and as soon as Queen steps up toward this multi, all these healers are going to go down. Ooh. Luckily, they're still somehow out of range as he gets to fight the CC troops. That's actually perfect. Although one archer peels off, it might be able to take out some of those healers. The Super Hogoritas coming in now from the left side of the base with the Royal Champion to help support. Queen gonna have to get through these lava pups, and she should be able to at least get the multi and the bomb tower. That would be ideal. One skeleton spell to help distract this monolith in combination with a couple of outside hog riders and some wizards. He uses his last free spell early, and does he have the firepower to push all the way through the back end?
He's still got that Royal Champion ability, and she's at good health at the moment. The Digger's in here as well, stunning these defenses, and Queen's clearing up the core, and I think it's more than enough to push through. We've got 28 seconds left. The Royal Champion ability will go off and chain off, but those new level cannons don't allow for one-shots on them, but 20 seconds should be more than enough to clear up those last 10 buildings there on that north-hand side, and this is the triple that Badzinger need.
The triple that they needed so desperately to still stay in this match. It'll be 10 stars to 8. After this, it's a little heartbreaking for Badzinger. They do have to rely on getting a 1-star defense still to be able to win. But man, those Clash Champs bases have just been something else, preventing Badzinger from getting the Town Hall. If those other 2 attacks had just been 2 stars even, Badzinger would still have a chance here.
Definitely. It is so heartbreaking to see that when you do have 1 stars that it can cost you the war. And the problem was we had such risky plans as well, and there was no backup to get that Town Hall down if it didn't push through, and we did it twice in a row. So that must be pretty tough for Badzinger mentally going into that final round of attacks here as well, because they really have to pray for a downfall here for Clash Champs, but I don't think it's going to happen next.
Yeah, it would be very unlikely, but maybe Badzinger have saved their best base for this moment. Let's see. Celino is in, and it's a diamond style looking base. Celino seems to have the Skelly Bat Donut cooked up here, and 2 golems ready to rock and roll for this hero dive as well. Is very interesting. He's going with the skeleton spell, the bat spell, the rage, and the invisibility, dropping them about 4 seconds apart. Gets that clan castle quite easily. Now, can he get the multi as well? Lost some of the bats. It's going to be close. And no, he doesn't get the multi.
That's unfortunate here. We only got the clan castle down here. Maybe have some potential swag spells in there. We did hold on to 1 of those invisibility spells, so we can use that with the hero dive, which Celino has also already started here on that 9 o'clock side. There is the enemy king here, which we do have to be careful of. Nicely done with those headhunters, double headhunters to help get that enemy king down, slow him down, and we don't want to force that ability, and hope that that Queen can get some additional health back from the unicorn. And a nice golem here to protect the Queen here as well, distracting that Expo, and the log launcher coming in is also pretty nice. We've also distracted that south hand side Expo pretty nicely with that golem. As you mentioned, we did bring in the double golem for quite the push through this hero dive.
The Queen pathing inside the wall gap perfectly for that upper Expo. The champion getting a decent amount of value before going down here pretty soon. The Yetis out of the log launcher getting a little bit of value. The king still has his ability and can actually get a ton of value on the bottom side of the base if he passes that scatter shot, and I think he will. Ooh, look at that. The Queen even picked up the upper scatter. There's not a whole lot of base left. We just got to get through the monolith, the town hall, and then finish on this awkward section that has the rage tower with 2 infernos. Look at the royal champion on defense, even hopping the walls perfectly so Celino's king can take her out.
Yeah, nicely done there. Being able to get that royal champion down with the king is pretty nice value, and look how many loons are starting to path towards that town hall, and Celino is freezing the town hall as well as the spell tower here and the builder hut, so we're not regenerating health, and we can use that one ability later on. There is going to be that tornado trap, of course, right behind the town hall, which is going to keep that those loons closer to that Giga Poison, the double multi Inferno that is also raged up, though, picking off every single one of Seleno's loons in here, and the final invisibility spell dropped to keep those last few troops alive, but it is not enough. 93% 2-star from Seleno.
Wow, the hero dive got so much value there, but that toxic double damage, double multi setup in the core, it just shredded every single balloon in like less than 2 seconds after that ward ability weared off. That was wild.
Definitely. Blink and you missed it. All those loons just vanished. And not only was it the double multi-inferno, but that raged up tower there, making sure that those inferno towers are doing as much damage as possible. Absolutely wrecked Seleno's loons.
It's crazy how fast the balloons die to the raged up multis. Even when they have the Warden aura to help support them, they just get shredded within seconds. Very well built base there. Clash Champs only going to be able to finish with 12 stars in this matchup, but it is going to be good enough to win as they've already got the W secured. They are 4 stars ahead of Badzinger here as we are going into the final attack of the match.
Definitely make sure to not go anywhere. We have quite the epic matchup in the next war as well. We're gonna jump back over to the upper bracket, and we've got Tribe Gaming versus Time to Throw. And Time to Throw took down one of the fan favorites there as well. But let's see what happens with the final attack here and see if Dima can end off strong here. Dima did a really beautiful attack yesterday, and Dima's bringing in some more Twin Hog combo here with that Queen Charge, and early Blimp coming in from Dima here as well, which is going to land directly on that Monolith and clear that off of Seleno's base nice and early and help that Queen Charge there surrounding that area.
Yes, the early Blimp to take out the Monolith, and it pre-triggered the Poison Tower. We might be able to get in there and take it out before it has a chance to recharge. Always fun to see the jump spells being included on some of these charge attacks. I'm always trying to figure out ahead of time where he's going to drop the jump. It's a little hard to think about where he's going to use it here. He could use it early over some of these builder huts, or he could wait, let Queen go inside the first layer of walls, and then use it closer to the core somewhere. But nope, my first gut was right. He's going to use it right on top of the builder huts, get Queen to go take out the Expo. And it's hard to tell if she's going to pass straight to the Scattershot or the Town Hall next.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's going to go for the scatter shot. It looks like that was slightly closer, but once that scatter shot's done, she will still continue through. So, nice little bit of support there to help the king out. And the only thing here we have to be careful of is the Clan Castle troops. I think we pulled part of it. There might be some still remaining there in that Clan Castle. Or actually, no, they're down there on that southern side.
Oh, this might just be worst case timing right there. Queen goes for the multi. The Lava Hound gets on top of her as the multi was hitting healers, but he uses the nice invis spell there to protect the healers, also make the Hound invisible, so Queen can finish off the multi before switching target to the Lava Hound. Now the Eagle Artillery, the Expo, the Builder Hut all hitting her. She might need some additional spell support here, or she's going to have to go to abilities soon, but he's already sending in the Hog Riders from the bottom side of the base. No need to wait any longer on those. Pops the Ward ability, drops a Rage spell going into the Eagle Artillery compartment. The Queen's still managing to do decent over here. Takes out the Expo even though she's at 1 HP.
Yeah, she's hanging on in there, and once that Expo is down, we actually are able to regenerate a little bit of health so we can go and clean up there on that north-hand side, and we've only got one major defense standing. That scatter shot there on that right-hand side, and all these hogs, remaining hogs, and the riot is still trying to clear up around the outside, raging up the World Champion and those last few hogs to try and get it done. The good thing in here is that the World Champion has her ability and is able to get that scatter shot done, and 30 seconds left. The riders are going for cleanup in the core of the base. 25 seconds and 8 buildings remaining. I think Dima has done it, ending strong here for Badzinger, but unfortunately, they will still not be able to catch up here.
The Queen just barely staying alive. The Champion barely staying alive. It barely squeaked by, but a 3-star is a 3-star. Nice attack from Dima, but it doesn't change the outcome, as you said. Victory for Clash Champs. They will be moving on in this tournament.